Donna, it's great to have you here in the show house.
Well,
in
I'm
front of
delighted
our
to be here.
Aga
I
Total
love
Control
it.
baby.
Absolutely love your
Isn't
baby.
it beautiful?
It's gorgeous. The kitchen is fantastic.
Thank you.
I absolutely love it.
And you know how to cook on an Aga.
I do know how to cook on an Aga.
And
I do.
You're going to you're doing a turkey dinner, but along the way, will you help us understand what's different about cooking on an Aga?
I will, because it is a different approach to cooking. It's about that perfect marriage of heat, genuine heat, and your ingredients. It's wonderful. So a couple of things. We're gonna truss it up, and the reason we do that is really to plump it all up together, and you want to present that breast to the heat.
So you're closing up the cavity.
I'm closing up the cavity. Close that gap up a little bit, and I'm going to put little tips on the wings so they don't burn, because we want this bird to look great.
It's the one time of year when you want to put out a buffet and carve in front of your family, your guests.
That's right, you do that gorgeous garnish.
Yeah.
Now here's a great little trick. Just take this wing and just bend it back behind the breast. Well, again, it's not going to flop open like we've got it doing on this side of the bird, you can see. And it just keeps it nice and tight and compact. It's very easy to do, and just minimizes all the extra trussing. I'm going to tuck a little bit of butter into the bird. Linda, maybe you could start chopping up some herbs while I get some of these veg.
All of these?
The sage we'll have to chop, and the rosemary we'll chop a wee bit too.
I love thyme.
I love thyme too. This is beautiful kosher
Using kosher salt.
Yeah. And we're not using a lot. I amortize it over my guests.
Yeah.
That's my motto.
Okay.
And a little bit of pepper. And it's ready to go to the oven. And this Aga cooker will do an amazing job.
Really?
It'll
make it glazed and brown.
And it will cook
deep
right through.
flavor.
It's just the quality.
This is the
of
450
heat.
oven or the 350?
This is the 450.
450.
Yeah. So we're gonna pop it in. Bye bye birdie.
Bye bye birdie. While the turkey's cooking away, we're doing your stovetop stuffing.
Absolutely, Linda.
Tell me what to do.
Tell you what to do. So we've got, this is the hot side of the hob. Don't you love that? The hobs. Love that. Now, I put the pan on it to let the pan heat up first. A lot of people don't know that trick.
Very important.
Gotta let your pan heat up naked, then add your oil and your butter. So we need a splash of extra virgin olive oil, always cooking with the best. Yep, we're getting a nice little sizzle. You can throw your butter in.
It's browning, is that okay?
That's browning. So while it's browning, let's get the onions in. And the celery. So we're going to let those cook down. You can get in there with your wooden spoon and stir it around. So you see this is becoming nice and translucent, starting to get the smell. When you get that smell, now it's time to add the next round of ingredients.
Which is?
So we've got some apricot, dried apricot, and dried cranberry. And this is really what sets this stuffing apart. We've got our dry herb mix in, that great festive flavors that we love so much. So we've got dried savory, sage, and marjoram. Now, if you find it's getting a little too hot, we can deglaze it with a little bit of stock. So I've got the warm stock here. Oh wow, look at that.
Nice sizzle.
Gorgeous.
The bread is nice and dry. Did you toast this, or is it just an old loaf, or what did you do?
You can do one of two things. If you forgot to stale the loaf, which we quite often do, then just cut it up and toast it very slowly in the oven. So I'm going to put a little more, wet it up a little more.
Okay, this is ready.
This is ready. It looks fantastic.
I love Irish soda bread because it's firm and it's tangy.
You know, a lot of recipes, whether you're making pies or cakes, they want you to aerate the flour, mix ingredients together, and people get their sifters out. Just use a whisk. Whisk it up. So we've got whole wheat flour, all-purpose flour, which you can use unbleached if that's your preference. We have a little bit of brown sugar, salt, and some rolled oats, as well as baking soda and baking powder. These little cubes of cold butter go in next.
I'm going to crack an egg.
So you crack the egg, and I need
milk.
you to really whisk that up. Just use a fork. And that's buttermilk we're using.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is we've got the buttermilk that's going to activate the baking soda and the baking powder. That's the chemistry.
That's the chemistry.
That's right. I'm going to pour this in, and a little tip. When you buy buttermilk, make sure you give it a good shake before you pour it out, because it does separate, and you need all of the butter fat in there.
The thing about this that I'm noticing that our viewers probably would like to know is that you can see the lumps of butter.
That's right.
They're not gone.
They're not gone.
They're
you
not
need
gone.
all of this texture and layering to the dough. Let me put some flour down on this, Linda, first.
Oh.
And now you can drop it on there. This is a step you want to be mindful of. You've got to press it down a little bit because it is going to mound up. and just keep a nice round shape.
How do you get the bread to crack the way you want it to?
This is where the knife comes in.
Okay.
I'm going to dust the knife. And I wouldn't go too deep though, Linda.
Okay.
You probably want to go about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. But any deeper than that, and it's going to split wide open on you. Now another thing you want to do is just before it goes in the oven, just dust the top with a little more flour, and into the oven it goes.
Donna, thank you. This is fantastic.
Well, Linda, it's been my pleasure, and we're just trying to make everybody's holiday season a little bit
I'm
easier
making all of this.
and look fantastic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy holidays.
Same to you.